Right then, as you can see, the Anglepoise has been stripped to its component parts, and it's only when you do strip these down you realise just how good they are. I knew they were good, but it's only when you dismantle them that you realise just how good and how well built they are. I mean, there's loads of different components in here, all going to make it up. I mean, for instance, these little fiddly bits here, unfortunately, some of the grommets, because of the age of them, had disintegrated, but they'd already disintegrated in the lamp. And these, I remember, were the original ones, but I will be reusing that because that side won't be visible in the lamp, and I shall just carefully stick it in with a dab of glue, because you can't obtain these anymore, not the white ones, you just can't get them. And even the black ones I think are just generic round rubber, what do you call them, grommets. So yeah, try and retain as many original parts as you can. But you can just see how intricate and so detailed these lamps are. There are tiny parts all over the place. The springs on these early ones, well, not so early, but I think these are the best models around, the 50s ones, the early 1950s, mid 1950s ones, because they've got variable springs. With that gradation on there, you can adjust the spring tension, which is marvellous really. Strong, weak, and then I think it was extra weak. So it really is a fabulous design, and a lot of thought has gone into this, as with most mid-century, 1930s to through to the 60s, the late 50s. There's a lot of thought gone into this. Again, just tiny little details like the washers on there, which fit onto where am I now? It will be quite straightforward to reassemble because you can't actually go far wrong with them. There aren't any parts you can mix up. But you can see where the washers have gone. It's just nice. It's just very pleasant to work with. Very nice indeed. Oh, top quality materials, brass, aluminium. So yeah, some of the parts are not meant to be disassembled once they were put in at the factory, like these pegs for the springs. They're not coming out. Neither are these, the other spring pegs. They aren't budging anywhere because they've been put in, and that has been peened over there at the end. So I wouldn't even attempt to get that out because you just end up destroying it and ruining it. So that will be carefully masked as best I can, and any paint that does get on it will be carefully stripped off. And you can see the little brass bushes in there. Again, not something you can remove. There was another one here. Again, that's the same. I did try to push that out, but I did give up when I saw it wasn't budging, because I don't want to damage any of this stuff. It would be a shame. You do have to be careful with it. So again, that will be masked and just left in situ as it is. You can see the base is in 2 pieces. That's just the cosmetic cover, and then this is the heavy cast iron weighted base. Oh, and it is heavy, complete with its green base felt to protect surfaces from being scratched. So that will be just left alone. You can see the extent of the corrosion there. That will have to be smoothed down, and we'll see what remains after it's been smoothed and stripped. If it's pitted, I might put a skim of filler over it just to fill any indentations, any pitting marks, because they'll show up with the new coat of paint. But yeah, everything has come apart nicely, except the one casualty I did have was the lamp holder, the bulb holder there. As you can see, this snapped and it was absolutely stuck solid. That was 15 years of heat and use. It just wasn't going anywhere, and you can't actually, with my big hands, it's impossible to actually get my fingers, well, I can get my finger up there, but not my thumb, so I couldn't get a proper grip on it. There was no way I was getting a grip on that ring. I tried gripping it with some pliers, but with the metal ends protected, it wouldn't work. It wasn't going anywhere. Then I tried more and more aggressive methods. It still wasn't budging, and ultimately I knew something had to give. It just kept on turning and turning, the entire thing, and it snapped. But I will repair this. It's not going to waste. I will glue it back together, arrow dye to something, and hopefully it should hold up. At least that's not a part that's going to be visible. So that will be repaired and used again. So there we have it. It's all stripped down. What I will say is, if you are going to strip one of these lamps, you do need the right tools. That is essential to avoid damage to the little parts. These nuts, as you can see, are very well, the soft brass, chrome plated brass, and they've already had some damage in the past by someone using the wrong tool. Maybe that was me years ago, I don't know. But the correct size for that is 6BA. That will be a nice fit on it, and it's just enough to get on there and get it moving, slacken it off. Now, regarding the base securing screw and nut that fits through here and secures this yoke to the base, again, the correct tools are essential. You also need the right screwdriver that's broad enough to be a snug fit in that needs to really go all the way across, because again, anything there will result in damage, unsightly damage. One slip with the wrong screwdriver and it'd be a great shame. So use the correct tool, and I use this because it was a good snug fit in there. Very hard to do this one-handed, but you get the idea. But first of all, I slackened the nut from underneath, and that the size of this nut is 1/4 Whitworth. So use a ring spanner that you can get fully on, or a socket, and that's 1/4 width. We'll remove that, and then it's just a case of unscrewing this and it comes right up, because there is a screw thread here in the base, as you can see, so it does need to be unscrewed with the screwdriver. So there we have it. I know it's another ad hoc video, but it's progress, and the next step will be to strip the paint off this. So that will be coming up next.